Hey there YouTube, TCKyewbs here. Last time, yesterday, on this crazy channel, we unboxed this right here. Those are all the cubes that I unboxed yesterday. It's an absolutely ridiculous amount of high quality speed cubes. And today, I actually haven't checked this box, so I have no idea, but hopefully we'll do it again. Without further ado, let's get into this giant, massive, crazy, huge unboxing from TCKyewbs. Wow, oh man, I was completely overwhelmed by just the quality and magnitude of that first box. And yet again, we have a second box. This is just absolutely crazy. Let me adjust my camera here a little bit different. Right about like that. And let's get right into the second of two boxes in this just insane unboxing. But without further ado, let's cut right into this box and have this second part of the unboxing. This one actually looks like it's bulging a little bit, meaning there might even be more puzzles in this one than the first one. We're going to see. It's very dense and very heavily packed. All I know is it's going to be crazy. Let's just quickly cut our way through the rest of this tape right here on the bottom, and let's get right into this. I'm super excited. First preview what's in the box. There it is. Wow, I'm just greeted by another ton of boxes. Okay, well, let's get right into these there. As you can see, first up here, we have a Moyu Weilong Square 1. Never tried any of the Moyu Square 1s before, obviously the Cubing Classroom one. This is the Weilong, and I actually never knew, well, actually I did know they made one of these, but I didn't know they made one of these for the longest time, and it's kind of weird. I was like, oh wow, they make a Weilong Square 1? That's kind of odd. But anyway, this one turns very well, actually. I'm very impressed with that. Seems to have Florian holes, and it probably corner cut. Yes, it does seem to corner cut a little bit. Seems to be a very nice Square 1. Next up here, we have an MF3 RS in the box right there. As you can see, this one seems to be a stickerless one. And first off, first impressions, again, very gummy. Same theme as with the other package there. These have been on the cold a little bit. And just, in general, they seem to be very gummy. Changed my camera angle there slightly, so I have an easier time of getting around it there. And as you can see, it's just a normal MF3 RS. Very good corner cutting. Out of the box, the best super cheap budget cube. It is cheaper than the MF3 RS2, otherwise that one would be a little bit better. Next up here, we have a Moyu Weilong GTS 2, another one here, and this one is in black plastic with stickers. As for the little cards, we have Keaton Ellis, and their other main little card right there, card pamphlet thing. Nice magnetic box. And here it is, the Weilong GTS 2, as fast, uncontrollable, and not my favorite cube as ever. But still a very good cube. Okay, that's better. I was wondering why my angle seemed really off here. I accidentally zoomed in my lens when I decided to take it down there. It is fixed and should be much better. Next up here, we have a Qi budget Megaminx, the Qi Hang S. I do not do a lot of Megaminx, but I definitely want to get into it more. And wow, out of the box, this one looks really nice. It's probably replaced my Yushin. It's definitely a little bit gummy out of the box again, but the ridge is on there and just the solid construction of it seemed to be really good. I'm getting some kind of catching sounds and things right out of the box, but it does seem very fast. It seems like it's going to be a very good Megaminx. It does corner cut 45 degrees and probably a little bit reverse, and actually I just kind of messed it up there. But let's see if it has a reverse. It does cut reverse too, so that's a really good budget Megaminx. Probably not as good as the Galaxy, but I'm not sure. Have not tried a Galaxy yet. That's a really interesting box right there. This is a Qi box, but it must be an older one. This is a Bullfight, I believe. Let's carefully take that out of there. I'm going to maintain that box. Or maybe this is Qi's original 3x3. That could be what it is. I'm not sure exactly. It's either the Bullfight or that. I'll put it up on the screen. I have had a original Qi 2x2, which actually had a very similar design to the Diane 2x2. This one here has a really weird feeling to it. Wow, it's very kind of papery and sandy, and there is the classic center caps go flying. I'm assuming this is the first model Qi 3x3, if not the Bullfight. But it has a very odd feel to it. It's really catchy out of the box, which is not super great. It's on really tight tensions too. Yeah, that's probably most of it right there. It's on really tight tensions on most sides. But that is a good cube for the collection, if not actually good for solving. Next up here, we have a Moyu Aochuang. Okay, so I'm not sure what that 5x5 was yesterday. I'm sure I put a card up on the screen. This is a Moyu Aochuang. This one is brand new in the box like the Huachuang was yesterday. And let's, without further ado, get right into this here. This one is going to be another Moyu 5x5 that I have not tried before, and we're going to see how good it is. Again, very, 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 very sandy, and like that, out of the box. The other one might have been Aochuang, because this one is very similar in the sandy feeling of it. If you can hear that, all is super, super, super sandy. So, I don't know. I have no doubt it's a fairly good 5x5, but it has a really weird feeling to it, kind of like the Hualong, again, like I related it to the other day. There it is, Aochuang 5x5. Definitely a little bit outdated as far as 5x5s go, but pretty nice. Next up here, let's get into this one here. This is a factory magnetic Weilong GTS-2M in the original box, hopefully either in stickerless or black plastic. I'm really interested to try this one out and see how the magnetic one varies from the standard one, as I really didn't like the standard one that much. As you can see here, we have Gianfranco Hanque. Is that how you pronounce that? I may be completely off on that. Yeah, I have no idea. Sorry if I butchered your name. I can't barely read the signature there. Okay, so this is a stickerless Weilong GTS-2M. Tape there. Got to rip through that a little bit. And let's get that right out of here. Wow, really, really, really dry out of the box. That is like super bone dry out of the box. And the tensions are extremely tight. So that's going to need some pretty good setup before it's going to be really good. Hard to feel the magnets, but it's definitely magnetic. And right out of the box, I'm not super impressed. I think it's going to get a lot better with setup though. This is one of those cubes that with a little bit of setup is going to do really well because it is super, super tight and super dry out of the box. But there it is, a Moyu GTS-2M. Next up here, we have a Diane Tangram cube. I haven't tried a lot of Diane's kind of non-WCA oddball puzzles, so I'm excited to get into this one. Let's see if I can carefully open this up and see what it is here. As you can see, there it is. This is a really funky cube, and I have no idea. Is this a 3x3 shape mod or not? I don't think it's a 3x3 shape mod, but either way, it does turn fairly well. It has kind of a turning reminiscent to like a Diane, I don't know, Zanchi or something like that with no flooring holes or anything. Let's just see exactly if I can figure out what some of the weird moves on this thing would be. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it can like jumble and shapeshift and all that. I don't know a lot about this puzzle, but it's a really neat one. It's by Diane. It's a non-WCA kind of shapeshifting type puzzle. And there it is. That is really, really neat. Next up here, we have a Wuhua V2. I have the Wuhua V1, and it's a very good cube. This is a Wuhua V2, and I'm assuming this one's going to be all that and more from what I've heard. And wow, out of the box, it's a lot faster than the Wuhua V1. Actually, very impressed with the turning on that. It turns very, 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 very smoothly. It's a little bit loose out of the box right there. As you can see, I'm getting some catching, but once I tighten it up like I did with my other one and probably break it in a little bit, I have a feeling this is going to be a really good puzzle. It seems a little bit loose for my turning style there. And it seems pretty good though, all in all. This is the version 2 of the Wuhua, which a lot of people said was a bit too tight and a bit too slow. So this one is supposedly supposed to fix that. And so far, it seems like that's what it's set out to do. Seems like a nice puzzle. Okay, next up here, we have a Cyclone Boys. I have a Cyclone Boys G4 4x4. I have the mini 4x4. I really like it. I wanted to try out their original 4x4, I believe is what this is. And here we go. Let's get right into first turns. It turns very, very well. It turns very, very similarly to the mini one. And this one's in stickered too, so that's kind of neat. Adds another level of things. Also, pardon the poor lighting here. My other light went out here in the last video, so if you have any weird shadows or something, that's probably what that's from. But it seems to perform very well. I mean, it's not like top class, but for the price Cyclone Boys puzzles usually are, it's going to be pretty good. Actually, I almost messed up checkerboard there. There we go. Should be a pretty nice cube. Next up here, as you can see, this looks like a Windmere from the Cubing Classroom line. The Windmere cubes are really interesting because they have no PLL, and they also are very, very simple to solve because all of these pieces are switchable. As you can see, if I switch that F2O pair to the other side, they're all switchable. It's very, very similar to the, what is that called? The Mirror S cube from Moyu as well. So there it is, or I should say unequal cube. It's basically a windmilled unequal cube. Okay, next up here, let's grab this one out of here. This looks like the original TCKyewbs 5x5. I have no idea what the name on this is, but I'm going to keep this box as this is a fairly vintage puzzle, and this should be an interesting thing here. From what I've heard, it's an improved Shengshao, but I also like the mechanism, how it is stickerless like that, so that's really neat. And actually, that one turns very, very well. I'm very impressed by that. For the lack of floor-in holes and everything else, that seems to turn very, very impressively. Very smooth out of the box. And actually, there's a catch due to the lack of floor-in holes. That's what floor-in holes help. They help with fast turning, so you don't catch like that. But all in all, it seems to be a very good puzzle. Corner cutting, I'd assume it would corner cut. No? Wow. Okay, so it's kind of like the Shengshao gem, where it turns very, very smooth and fast, but it has very little corner cutting and stuff. So that's really interesting. That is the TCKyewbs original 5x5. Next up here, I'm actually pretty excited for this one. It's a TCKyewbs Mini Thunderclap 4x4. This one's really interesting to me, and I'm going to enjoy solving on this one. I have a feeling, I think it has a Thunderclap mech, thus the name, and this is the 6cm version. Very, very, very gummy out of the box. I think with some break-in, that's going to get better, but I think this is actually going to be a really, really good 4x4. I like the smaller size. Like, I use the Cyclone Boys 57mm quite a bit, just because of the smaller size of it. And I think this one has a possibility of becoming, I don't know if it's my main, but just kind of like my fun-solving cube or something. I really want to try the Yushin Blue, since that one is also 60mm, and that one's supposed to be even better. But that one here is a good start and really nice. Next up here, we have a Moyu Tanglong. This is a cube I've never tried before. Again, is in like the Oolong GT days, right when I stopped cubing. So I did not pick up any of these cubes. This one's kind of tight to get out of the box here, so I'm going to take it off frame and push it out of there a little bit. This one is brand new in the box, as you can see right there. I almost hesitate to take some of these things out of here because they are sort of vintage and sort of collectible items, but I am going to solve this cube. I'm going to use this cube. I enjoy solving just lots of different 3x3s, so I'm going to get some use out of it. It's worth taking it out of the box, and so far I'm having a lot of trouble trying to get this plastic open. I think it's because it's over-taped. Let me grab a quick spare unboxing knife here and see if I can dig into it with that. There we go. Now I think that should be better. I have this all magnetized to my little desk thing there. It's pretty handy. Just use some refrigerator magnet things there. And let's see if I can rip it or pull it out from the back. There you go. That's kind of a struggle to get out of there. This is the Moyu Tanglong. I've heard a lot of different mixed reviews on this one. And wow, out of the box, I like the feeling of this cube. It has a really, really interesting feeling. It's a lot different from some other ones I've tried before, but I really actually like the feeling of that. Let's just see corner cutting here, 45, right at 45. Reverse, right at there. Tensions, a bit tight, actually out of the box. That's a really, really interesting cube. Moyu Tanglong. Next up here, we have the Moyu Fisher Wheel of Time, the Yiling Time Wheel. This is another interesting non-WCA puzzle, this time from Moyu. And this one here, I have not a clue on how to solve. This is going to be a really interesting thing to try and wrap my head around. First of all, it's a time wheel, which I believe it means the centers can rotate. Yeah, the back one's rotating there. The front one here doesn't seem to be. So I'm not sure exactly. Yeah, see that top one there is rotating. I don't know. This is just completely new territory to me. It seems completely crazy. It turns very, very well for what it is exactly. Oop, let's see if I can get a line there and then do like a checkerboard pattern maybe. But it seems very, very far-fetched and crazy for what it is. I don't know exactly. Really neat puzzle to add to the collection, and hopefully I can figure out how to solve it. Next up here, wow, I like this box right here first off. And actually, I guess some people were saying the box isn't that great because it's kind of funky, but this is the Ghost Hand Phoenix. This is a really odd cube that is made by Ghost Hand, which Ghost Hand, if you didn't know, used to be a pretty big cube brand, and now is pretty much dormant and extinct. This was their one release recently, and it was pretty expensive. It was like $18 for a Ghost Hand cube. I thought it was really interesting, and I want to try it out. And first impressions, it feels very flimsy, kind of like the, I don't know, just kind of wobbly and all like that. The corner cutting is actually fairly impressive. It's up to modern standards, pretty much. Reverse, about line to line. Has the squared off corners and all that. So I'd say it's a better, I actually haven't tried it, but I'd say it's probably a better cube than like the Zanchi 2017, which is another old company trying to get back into it. But it's nothing super special. It feels very, just kind of scratchy and crunchy and just a little bit cheap. A little bit on the cheap side. No idea on the mechanism or anything. Let's see. Tightness here, it's pretty loose out of the box. And all in all, it feels a bit unstable, and it's a bit of a funky puzzle. Good for the collection, though, undoubtedly. Okay, next up here, we have a Shengshao Gem 3x3. One of my favorite 3x3s. I kind of treat it like a thunderclap. I over-lube it, and then I break it in, and it turns super, super, super smooth, and actually with impressive corner cutting, too. I didn't think it had much at first, but then I started playing around with it a little bit. On the right tensions, it cuts 45 very easily, and then I'll cut reverse a little bit too. It's definitely my favorite budget cube just for the feeling of it. It's definitely not the best performing, but it is my personal favorite budget cube. Kind of like the textured plastic too. It's very funky. Next up here, we have this is a Chi Big Sail. I was hoping this was going to be the 6 centimeter version, but it does seem to be the larger one, the 68 millimeter. Without further ado, let's just try this thing out here. And there you go. I already have one of these in white plastic, so I guess it's just adding to that. These turn very, very well for what they are. 68 millimeters, I believe. And it's just basically a very, very large cube. As you can see, I messed up my wiper in there. A little bit of practice, not too hard to solve, but pretty neat. Okay, and now we're past the top layer. Not quite as many puzzles as last time, not quite as densely packed, but a lot of stuff nonetheless. The second layer is going to be just as crazy, just as exciting. Let's get right into it. First up here, sort of on the last layer, sort of on the second layer here, we have a Fengshi Lim Cube Megaminx, a Fengshi Megaminx. I have no idea what to expect from this puzzle. I just bought it mostly for the collection, and I thought, oh, it's a Fengshi Megaminx. I mean, that's pretty funky. Let's try it out. Wow, that's really interesting. First of all, it's kind of small, very, very gummy, and it has that Fengshi swishy sound to it. That's really interesting there. Said not much of a Megaminx solver. This one's more for the collection. Corner cutting, not much. It might be on tight tensions. Verse, not much. Like I said, very gummy and slow out of the box. But it's a Fengshi Megaminx. It's kind of funky. It's for the collection. Next up here, let's just go kind of into this area here. This is some sort of 2x2. Seems to be a Chi. So this is the Chi. They're nicer, newer 2x2. I don't remember what it's called exactly. No magnets in this one here, but it seems to perform very, very well. I've heard some people switching these as their mains, and they're fairly popular. The problem is figure out what focus I want to go at here. But this one should be a pretty good one, and I don't know. It's a Chi 2x2. I forget which one it is exactly. And there you go. Somehow I messed it up. Let's just do a quick solve through the camera. It's not going to be that quick, but there you go. Okay, next up here, we have another Chi Big Sail, this time in black. And this time magnetic. That is a really, really funky cube to magnetize. But when I saw it, I had to have it. I was like, I like oddball magnetized puzzles. And here one is right here. I was kind of hoping it was going to be the 6 centimeter one. I have to get one of those and maybe magnetize it myself, because I really like the feel of solving on a little bit bigger cubes, which I believe this is the 68 millimeter one. I mean, I compare it to a 5x5. It definitely is. So it's really interesting that it's magneted. I'd be curious to know what type of magnets are in here. It feels very, very light. I actually have some giant magnets I'm going to be putting in a cube here, or at least maybe I already did it on video at some point, and that one's really interesting. So there's a magnetic 68 millimeter Chi Big Sail in black. Next up here, we have, is this another ghost hand cube? Yes, it is. This is another ghost hand cube of some sort. I'm not even sure exactly which one it is, but let's be a little bit careful with the packaging so I can save it, and let's get right into it here. See if I can finesse that little piece right out of there so I can get this box open without ripping it. Yeah, someone do not make it easy. Okay, there you go. Let's just go with that. I'm not sure exactly which ghost hand cube this is. I just know it's a ghost hand cube from the logo. And it seems to turn very, very well, actually. It's a little bit, I don't know, has a couple little catching things like that. It's a little bit on the slow side. I think the core needs a little bit of lube, and it has a very similar to Rubik's mechanism. Exactly the same as some other ghost hands that I've seen in the past. It's a modified Rubik's mechanism. Turns fairly well. I mean, for a vintage speed cube, it turns fairly well. It doesn't turn anything up to par with modern, but has interesting turning style, and that's about what it is. I think with a little bit of tensioning, it could actually cut a little bit better than it does right there. Yeah, a little bit of lube and tensioning, and it would help it quite a bit. The core is a bit under-lubed, I think. Okay, next up here, we have a Goguan, and I'm not exactly sure which one this is. It's in kind of a funky box. So let's open this up without further ado. This is a Goguan 3x3. Is this the... I'm not exactly sure which one this is here, but let's get right into it. So you can see the Goguan logo right there. And it has squared off corners. So I'm assuming this is the original, the Yueshao. Not the Yueshao Pro, the original Yueshao and stickered. Wow, very, very, very fast. That's ridiculous. I mean, I can just do U2s with ease. It's very, very, very fast right out of the box. So, not sure how I'm going to like this one compared to the newer Yueshao Pro, but I really want to try it out. And there it is. Goguan Yueshao. Corner cutting, full corner cutting with a little bit of work. And let's see, just tensions. It's not actually that loose. It feels really loose, but it's not that loose. So it feels a little bit unstable. Okay, next up here, I believe this is a Yushin, but maybe I'm wrong. Is this a Yushin Red 6x6 maybe? Or no? It might be a Chi Wuhua V1? I don't know. I'm all over the map on this one here. I have no idea which 6x6 this is, but I guess I'll put it right there. When I figure that out, it seems to turn fairly well. It turns very similarly to a Wuhua V1 that I have. A little bit slow, and that seems to be about what it is. Okay, so there it is. 6x6, another one. Moyu Hualong. I have a couple of these. I've already expressed my... I don't know, it's not really that I hate the Hualong. It's just I don't like the feeling as much as some other cubes. This one actually feels pretty good out of the box, so I guess that's a plus. I don't know. Never just really liked the feeling of the Hualong. It has kind of a funky feel to me. Feels a bit unstable. It's pretty good. I mean, it's never going to be my main, but to each his own. Pretty cool. Moyu Hualong. Next up here, we have an Aolong. I'd assume this is an Aolong Mini again. This may be the black stickered Aolong Mini, which is more exciting to me than the stickerless one, because I have one of the stickerless ones already. There you go. As you can see, this is a mini Moyu Aolong, and wow, that turns very, very, very well. Kind of weird adjusting after using some of the bigger 57mm cubes I've just been using, but the 54.5 turns very, very well. Feels like an Aolong. Corner cuts, 45. Reverse cuts, not quite line to line. Nope. I think the tensions are a bit tight. Yes, definitely on that side. So proper tensions, it'll cut a lot better and do pretty good. Man, it's really a weird thing. So with long unboxings like this, my arms are actually getting sore from holding my arms out at arm's length to be in the camera view. That's how you know this is a crazy long unboxing. So I guess we're on to the next one here. This is a Moyu Weichuang GTS 5x5, I believe. This is one of the newer ones, the first newer 5x5 I've tried before. And let's see here. I'm pretty sure this is the one she was saying was half magnetized. Yes, definitely for sure, because this side's pretty loose. And this side right here definitely has magnets in it. So I might actually finish up the magnetization job on this one. But this one, from what I've heard, is actually only half magnetized. And right now I'm getting a lot of catching issues. As you can see right there with my checkerboard. Wow. It's really kind of weird. Okay, so anyway, I'm going to be more careful on that. More accurate turning. This one is half magnetized, and I probably finished the job so I can use it instead of removing the magnets. But this is a Weichuang GTS 5x5 from Moyu. Corner cutting. Wow, this thing's really having some funky issues straight out of the box for me. It's feeling a bit unstable and all that. I think it's just really loose. I think that's probably the main issue with it. And that's the reason it's having so many issues. Lots of catching and stuff. This is the Weichuang GTS. Not super impressed right out of the box with some setup. Hopefully magnetizing the rest of it, it's going to be pretty good. I'm optimistic. Moyu Weilong Square One, another one here. This is in primary plastic, it appears. So that's nice. Have a primary Square One. You find some better algorithms to do here. But there it is. Say Weilong Square One. Weisquan. Turns very, very nice. At the bottom here, I will save that till last, because who knows what's in there. But anyway, next up here, we have a Moyu Li Ying. This is apparently a Florian modded Yi Ling, or Li Ying. This is an earlier Moyu puzzle, and I have not tried this one before. I want to try this, the Huan Ying, and a couple other puzzles like that in the future. So this is the first one. This is a Li Ying, which if I look at it here, let's see. I don't know, maybe this isn't the one that she said was Florian modded, but either way, this turns very, very interestingly. I mean, it's not super, super great by modern speed cube standards, but it's also pretty solid and has kind of like that weird lighter plastic feel and sound. It's a little bit gummy, but it has a really interesting feel to it. Definitely not a modern speed cube by any regards, but it is pretty good. And here we go. This one here is actually one I'm really excited for. I actually ordered the Blue Volk also, and that one's going to be in the next unboxing video, or maybe it was in one of the previous ones. This is a mint Volk 3. That is super, super cool. I like the color. It's a little bit light of a green compared to what I'd like, but let's just quickly scramble this up and give it a solve. Without magnets, it's definitely a bit more unstable than like the magnetic Volk. I'm so used to that magnetic Volk. This one does feel a bit different compared to that, but let's just go like that. I think that's a sufficient scramble. And let's just get into solve. I'm not going to do a lot of solves in this video, but I might as well do a couple just to, I don't know. I'm not really filling in time. I mean, this is going to be a long unboxing, as the last one was, just because of the exact sheer amount of cubes. I'm not looking through the viewfinder right now, so pardon any out of focus or anything there. But this cube turns exactly like you expect a Volk to turn. It seems a little bit, like it's not super broken in, but it turns very, very well. A little bit different than the magnetic one that I'm used to. But all the same, very, very nice. Okay, next up here, Moyu Ready Cube. A lot of people have been talking about this. I've been excited to get one, and here one is. That's really, really cool. I'm gonna have some fun solving this, and wow, the turning on this thing is super, super awesome. Okay, so if you turn it down like that and that, I mean, it's a really odd puzzle. I mean, it's a square puzzle with turning corners. I'm really excited to try this thing out. A lot of people talk about this thing. It doesn't turn like a normal 3x3. I mean, wow, that's actually pretty cool. Just kind of like twist, twist. Twist, twist, and that's kind of a weird pattern. I don't know. It's just a really odd puzzle, and I'm really into it. It's pretty neat. We have to try and learn to solve that one. Feels very solid. Feels high quality. Next up here, we have a Yongjun. I was going to say Yongjun, but it's a YJ Yusu R. I believe this is a 4x4 by YJ. Never tried this one, and wow, that actually feels really solid. I'm really impressed by the feeling of that puzzle out of the box. It feels almost like, I don't know, just standard Moyu solidity. Is that a word? It's definitely a bit gummy, a bit on the slow side, straight out of the box. It doesn't feel like it's going to pop on me, though, or anything. It feels, all in all, pretty stable and pretty good. Like I said, definitely not super fast, a bit gummy. But other than that, it seems to be a pretty good 4x4. And I did not on 4x4 checkerboard that correctly. And both my cameras are about to run out of battery. I'm coming near to the end of the box, so let's power through and hopefully we'll make it before the battery runs out. Or my SD card. I don't know, that could happen too. This is a Mofangee 4x4. I don't know which one this is. It's probably a little bit older one. This is a 4x4 by Chi. As you can see, it actually turns very, very well. Corner cutting, not super great, but turns very, very well for a 4x4. And there goes a pop. So that's great, but it is a 4x4, so to be expected. I'm not sure if I lost another piece in there. I probably did. There it is, Chi 4x4. I'm probably going to have to charge up this battery and get back to this because both my cameras are flashing and they're going to run out any second. This right here is a Wuji that's missing a piece, and unfortunately, I thought it was missing a center cap, and it's actually missing a piece there. So I ordered a center cap, but I guess it's missing one of those. I'll have to get one of those. Wow, this one actually turns way better than my previous Wuji that I used. That one actually wasn't super great, and this one here is very, very impressive as far as turning quality goes. Definitely an instant 7x7 main. It is very, very good. Also, I bet it's legal to compete in the WCA with this puzzle. Can't you, like, solve it if it's still missing a piece? I don't know. Probably not. So I'll probably have to get new things there. Turns very, very, very well out of the box. I'm very impressed with this one. My other Wuji out of the box turned horribly. This one, on the other hand, turns pretty well. And this may not be out of the box, but I'm just assuming there. Corner cutting's pretty good. Okay, next up here, we have another early Chi puzzle. I'm not sure which one this is, so let's, without further ado, get right into it. This is the 4x4, the original, I'd assume, 4x4 from Chi. That's pretty neat. As you can see right there, it is, wow, that is a very, very rudimentary mechanism. I don't know, I wouldn't say it's Ishin-esque, but it's pretty quick. Very, very, very blocky. Okay, corner cutting, a little bit of corner cutting. It seems to turn fairly well. I mean, it's not too bad for what it is. I have to get a Chi 2x2 again. I had one of those a while ago. Now that I have the full other set, I should probably get one of those. Turns fairly well. Chi original 4x4. More for the collection than anything else. I'm going to keep the box on that one. Next up here, we have a Fengshi 2x2. This is a Fengshi Fun's Puzzle Xingyu Fengshi 2x2. This is a 50mm. I really want to try and get one of the 55mm, I believe they are, again, of these, but this is just the smaller version. And out of the box, it turns well, but it's pretty catchy. So I'm not sure if I like that. I think with a little bit of break-in and maybe some lubrication, that would be a little bit better. I'm just not a very good 2x2 turner. I'd like to have a little bit larger 2x2. The current ones are a bit too small. One camera went out. This one's going to go on a second. Let's see if I can finish up these puzzles before this one goes out. I'm not sure how resilient. When it's flashing low battery, this one may be good, maybe bad. We'll see. Okay, last one, or at least second to last one of the magnetized limited edition Moyu Weilong GTS 2Ms. This one turns actually probably the best out of all of them there. With the magnets, it makes it so much more stable than the standard one. Full corner cutting as expected. It's just a really, really good cube. This one's in orange. That's pretty cool. And then next up, we have one in red. A little bit drier than the other one there, but also turns very, very well. Like the look of this one. And there it is in red. Next up here, YJ Sulong. Haven't had one of these in quite a while. I had one a long time ago. When I first got into cubing, I got a big lot and I had one of these in there. I like the Sulong. The Sulong turns very well as far as all the different YJ puzzles went. I think the Yulong was my favorite. The Guanlong was my least favorite. The Sulong was pretty good. And there one is. Corner cutting, about 45 degrees. It seems to be on a little bit of loose tensions, but still works fairly well. Definitely doesn't compete with modern speed cubes that much. Next up here, Moyu Magnetic Skewb. I have one of these, and I'm not much into Skewb, or maybe I don't. I have a Moyu Magnetic, but I think it's in stickerless. So I'm not even going to attempt Skewb turns in this video. I mean, my Skewbing is, no, not even going to try it. Moyu Magnetic Skewb, though. Very nice in stickered. That's nice. Next up here, this is a Kong's Design Mei Ying. I've been wanting to try this puzzle for quite a while. Here one is. This is their 3x3 from a little while ago. And a lot of people said it was pretty good. And wow, actually, I like that feeling out of the box. It's almost like a Feng Shi feeling. It's just very, very scratchy and just kind of, I don't know exactly what you call that. Just very, very nice. I like that. It's a little bit harder plastic, I think is what it is mainly. Corner cutting, almost full corner cutting actually, impressively. And it has the onion sticker right on there. That's pretty cool. So this is a really neat cube. I'm going to try the Mei Ying, or any Kong's Design puzzle for that matter, for a while. And now I have one. Okay, so this camera's not actually going to run out. I have one more thing here. I have this bag. Let's see what's in the bag. And then I'm going to end off this video. First off, Moyu tensioning tool. Second off, a whole bunch of different stickers and miscellaneous stuff here. I'll have to see exactly what all is in here, but just all kinds of different stickers. Change the battery pack and we're done. Okay, so I'm hoping that that camera actually recorded everything. Here's a quick preview of my filming setup. The microphone's still going. Everything else has died. So a very, very long unboxing. So last up in that box, we had some 5x5 stickers, GAN 357 stickers, and that's about it. Huge, crazy pile here, as you can see on the GoPro. Going to add to my cube collection up here, and I already put all those ones from the other day over in this area right here. The little thing I showed at the beginning actually wasn't all of them. There were still like 2 more square ones and a couple other things. Oh man, super overwhelmed, super excited. My voice is gone after talking for about an hour straight, I believe. Unboxing these 2 different things here. So that's going to be about it for this video. If you enjoyed, hit that like button, subscribe to my channel, leave a comment below with any questions, anything else. Follow me on Instagram for cubographies and other things like that. Leave a comment about anything in the comment section below. TCKyewbs out. Goodbye.